We back. Welcome back to the Dr. Crip Show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip, and I always get questions, man. I always get a whole lot of I get a whole lot of questions about what you got going on. Your stuff with the people who you was messing with. Um, during the gang intervention and all that. The well with Jim Brown. I get a lot of questions about people from Jim Brown. Um, how was it working with Jim? Um, you know, the stuff that used to be going on with Jim and all that kind of stuff. And man, I'm gonna tell you, um, uh, it was pretty good working with Jim. It's pretty good working with Jim. I learned a lot. I learned a lot working with Jim. Um, how to take how to how to how to proceed with stuff, how to do stuff, how to how to how to proceed with stuff, how to get stuff cracking with Jim, I was one of them dudes when I came in. It's a bunch of people. Let's get this straight. It's a whole bunch of people that's jeering me and all that was messing with Jim way before I even got there with Unity One. It's just the fact that when I got there, I was on a whole nother level, you know, because I was from, I'm from the car, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the neighborhood car. So uh working with Jim was just like, and he was like, wait a minute, this dude, he got a little sense too, Not only is is he with the business, but he could talk. You know what I'm saying? He know how to run his mouth. You know what I'm saying? So all that type of stuff was important to Jim. Everything, all that stuff was very important to Jim because he didn't he every single person around him wasn't creative enough to to get cracking. You know what I'm saying? Know how to speak in public and you know how to go deliver his message, the American message. I read once I did the American, the book, I was in full motion, you know what I'm saying? Because it was definitely something that I could agree to, you know what I'm saying? And was highly interested in, um so I basically, was like I was supposed to be one of the ones in the front. But one of the problems that like a lot of people got really jealous when Unity One came along. They may not want to tell you that, but they were highly jealous, you know what I'm saying, of when Unity One came because we had smart homies basically, whether they was gang banging or not, uh we had homies that was intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So it was it was kind of hard to deal with us, you know. So once we got in, so you know, Jim has sent a couple of people. I think it started when we went to a Tom Hayden event. We went to a Tom Hayden event, and um, the we spoke there. You know, that's when Tom Hayden was running for mayor, and Jim had sent a couple of his people over there to holler at us or whatever. And I guess Bo, you know, from the past, because Bo had been up there like right after the riots, you know, in the '92 riots. See, I didn't have nothing to do with all that. I was on the front line with the riots in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep and for all you gang, all you podcast gang experts and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100 when you talking. Jesse Owens Park was the headquarters. That's where all the gangs came to the park. And, you know, the Hoovers, A-Trays, Showlines, all, you know, Watts car, East Coasters. Everybody was at J.O. It was the number one park, you know, when it first kicked off with the piece, you know, like, you know, this is where it's at. And the 9-0s, I mean, we killers and all that. We squabblers, we killers, we everything, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we couldn't do nothing with all them people infested the park, you know, but it was for a good cause, you know. And we seen a couple of hoods up there early going, you know what I'm saying? We approached them. They was up there about 75 deep, you know. And the homies mob over there, you know, seeing what's up, and they came in peace, like, man, we coming to see what's happening. And, you know, everything was good. You know, we got everybody up here, homie. You know what I'm saying? And then another one of the hoods from neighborhood came up there, and it kind of ended. You know, not saying that they wasn't with the movement or whatever at that particular time, but you know, when they came in there, they came in there with intentions to take flight, and they was only about 40 deep. You know, it was only about 40 of them. You know, and when they tried to take off on a certain group, it didn't work out too good. And the homies end up getting into it because they from neighborhood. We had to have their back. We end up jumping in, squabbling, and getting dudes off of them. And next thing you know, it's a 16-year-old dead by the sheriffs, killed him on Western, you know. So, you know, the peace treaty thing, you know, we was with it. You know, the homies was with it. It's just that people didn't know how to approach us because we was so deep in our sickness. You gotta, you know, the homies. Let me explain something to you. When you a bigger gang, you get all that notoriety. You know, you get all that fame and this and that. But let me tell you something. Behind them curtains and them Crip modules and on the street warring with enemies and all this other shit, the homies is at the top. Straight up. They at the top. Because when you sitting in jail and you got people from every gang from the neighborhood car. You got somebody from every single gang from the neighborhood car at this table. And when the gangsters and the Hoovers say, "Where you from?" "Oh, such and such, such, such." "All right, whatever, fuck you, you know, this, whatever." And they get to where you from. From 9-0, homie, West Side rolling. "Oh, we need that. Go to the back." Or we trying to take off on you right now. That's how it is. For sure, guaranteed. No questions asked. Let's not start popping off all this, who that. You feel me? Because once you in it, and I'm talking strictly 80s, 90s, 2000s. 9-0's worse. Everybody. You got everybody trying to take off on the 9-0. Everybody. Either they being sent to do it by the gangster car or the Hoover car. Because the gangster car or the Hoover car running everybody. Or the Insanes. Them three is top notch. Insane, Long Beach car, Hoover car, gangster car. Everything on the other side of that is going to have a problem. But that main problem over there, on that other side, where you from? I'm from East Coast, homie. Woo woo. All right, yeah. I'm from 40s. I'm from 60s. I'm from 5. I'm from this. You know, I'm 4A. All that. I ain't never no problem. Till you get to that nigga say, where you from, homie? I'm from 9-0. Hey, homie, unlock the gate. Hey, unlock the gate. We need that. That's the gang that I threw my life away. You feel me? Because that's what this gang is, murder, you know? So we need to clear that up, man. You know what I'm saying? People need to clear that up, you know? Like the homies was at the top of the food chain, you know, for the other people, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it's just a trip that lets you know that magnitude of when them riots kicked in. You know, after the riots, that's where everybody migrated to. You know, the park. Jesse Owens was the first park, not the second, not the third, not the fourth, none of that. Jesse Owens was the very first park that all the gangs came to first after the riot to talk about, and I'm talking about everybody in South Central. That was the first part, like they did in the movie. You seen the movie? When people all the Tookie movie and all that, Jesse Owens, Sportsman Park, all that. Yeah, they try to bring that back to life, you know. But you can't bring nothing that's dysfunctional back to life, you know. And like I said, everything was all right till the homies came up there, you feel me? And they tried to trip and it didn't work out how they thought it was going to work out. And they end up having the homies, because we can't see nobody getting synced in our park and all that from the neighborhood car and all that. And then homies end up jumping in and it changed the dynamics of everything, you know? So that's a fact. That ain't got nothing to do with trying to make these dudes look good, make these dudes look bad, none of that. That's a straight up fact. You feel me? That's a fact. The homies is probably was the most vicious right after the riots, you know. That's where everybody came to. That's where everybody tried to come set. I mean, we had OG Hoovers up there talking, OG gangsters, you know, the West Side Crips, all kind of OG people was up there talking. And everything was going cool. Like I said, all that was going cool. All this is all new to me. Everything, all this stuff is new. I ain't got no peace. I ain't trying to be on no, we rolling with the punches, everything. And then when, like I said, when some other homies came up there from the neighborhood car, and they tried to trip on these dudes right here, you know, It didn't work out like how they thought because they didn't know them dudes was deep like how they came. And once they found out how deep it was, how deep these dudes, because they was running them. They was running. Hey, all these dudes, let me tell you something, gang, you know, we got, and the problem is that we got smart people in the Crips and Bloods, but they just will not use their God-given talents to progress black people. It's only to progress the image of what they think is real, you know, which is the gang, you know. But you know, dudes came up there dressed alike. All them dudes had blue sweaters on, Levi's, 501 Levi's, and you know, whatever shoes they had on with it. But they all was dressed alike, you know, blue sweaters, 501 Levi's. And they came up there like 75, almost 100 deep. You know, when homies got to the park, we looking like, man, who's all them niggas over there? They in our park, deep, just posted. Like, who's all them dudes over there? Homies suck. We gotta go over there. Mobbed over there. Woo, west side. Whoa, what's happening? Woo. They like, man, we come in peace, homie. We trying to figure out what's going on. Like, woo. Oh, okay, for sure. We ain't got no problem. Everything was going good till these dudes came up there. When them dudes came up there, they tried to take flight. The taking flight part worked out really well because it had them dudes shook up. You know, boo, 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 boo. They was backing up. And then they realized, wait a minute, it's only these 40 dudes. It's only these 30 dudes trying to take off on them. Hold on. They said some type of word or something like, you know, what? And they turned around and start eating. And once we seen that, the homies jumped in and came to the rescue. Yes, came to the rescue. And we don't get that in return when we go to other places. Yeah. Let history mark that, you know. Niggas will tell somebody stand down. That ain't between us, you know. We don't got nothing to do with that. Let them dudes handle that, you know. We didn't got that type of you know, that feedback like that, you know. But I just wanted that to be clear, you know, why these, you know, you got all these podcasters that you know everything, and you know where everybody get all their information from. They won't let that information be known, you know. Uh, so that's valuable information if we talking about useless information. Here goes some useless information you can know. The very first part out of this whole riots, 92 riots, and I don't care who you are, I don't care how G you are, I don't care how far you over me, or none of that. That shit was at my park, Jesse Owens Park, the very first meeting. And if you was there, you seen, you know. Point blank, period. And that kind of set the tone for the rest of the night. So but I did want to talk about because I get the questions about Jim Brown a lot. So I just want to pull everybody up to speed about Jim, how everything was working with Jim, you know. Like I said, it's been a whole lot of other people up there before I even got there. You feel me? That's way jeered than me, all that type of stuff, you know. And I think they all, you know, had some type of success or whatever. Unfortunately, I didn't I didn't make the grade like that, you know. I didn't make the cut to where my success came like that, you know. It was all good, you know. It's just that you know, some people it was a lot of people jealous. When Unity One came to Jim Brown, there was a lot of people jealous. Straight up. Thought they spots was finna get took and all kind of stuff. Was hating off the top. But, Jim, he have to overlook that type of stuff. And he seen what Unity One was actually doing in the streets and what they had going on. And knew that I gotta have these dudes, helping me, you know what I'm saying, in my camp. So when we went to Jim house, after Jim tried to get at us a few times, he tried to get at us a few times and invited us up to the house, and we never went. And I think it was after it was after a function for Tom Hayden, Senator Tom Hayden. It was after a function like that that we went to Jim house finally, and it was just me and Bo Taylor. It was the only two with us. Wasn't nobody else with us, just me and him. And we went up to Jim house, and Jim was happy, that we finally came up there. And he was talking to us and whatever. And then see, when you meet Jim, when you meet Jim and you dealing with Jim, it's two things that he asks you first. The first two things that he asks you is, where's your father? So you got to answer that question. And when you answer that question, you got to. He said, "Do you play chess?" Now, if you say yes to chess, then you got to go sit down and play in a game of chess. I hope you good, because he about to test it. You know what I'm saying? He about to see if your game is up to par. I don't play chess. So even though he knew I was the number two, at least that's what he thought. So, I had to sit down and go deal with, his number two, so we talking and chilling and while they doing whatever. Then after the business came to, lightweight entertainment, we chilling, we hanging out, you got some little cuties up there or whatever. So everything was good. The core, the getting you into the crew and the invite, yeah, all that's game good right there. So so we hollered, then we go home, me and Bo talking. Yeah, we think it's gonna work out or whatever, so about a week later, we at Bo house. Now, when I joined Unity One, it was because I had just got finished with getting out of the court case. Tom Hayden, the senator, came to court for me. So when you got a senator come to court for you, that's almost better than a lawyer. So when Tom came, got me out of court, my dedication was directly to Unity One after that. Can't tell me nothing. I'm staying straight down with these dudes. I'm trying to find out what's going on. So I ain't never had no senator or anybody come to my defense like that. So uh, once that happened, um, I'm like, yeah, for sure, that's all good. So now Jim is he sent his number 2 over there, and his number 2 come over there and tell us, say, look, man, Jim say he want to put either 10 or 20,000, something like that. 115, it was either 10 or 20. I might want to say 10. He said he want to put this in a bank account, and he told Bo, he said he want to put your name on the account, and he want to put my name on the account. Now, this is what Bo do. Now, see, this was the first sign. And it's not about money, but it's the appearance of money that it's about money. But it really is it's about money, but it's about the control, so of how to control the money. So when Jim Brown, when his boy come over there, and he say, look, Jim want to put 10,000 in the account. He want your name on it, Bo, and he want to put your name, me, not. He want to put your name on the account. Bo said, okay, we ain't gonna be able to do that. He said he gonna have to put my vice president, which was Tweet from Swan, but Tweet is in jail at the time, So, which he's still in jail for a bogus crime. And so I didn't say nothing, He said, no, we ain't gonna be able to put nothing name on there. So Jim boy said, okay, for sure, I'll take it back to Jim. So now time goes on and woo, but during that time, Bo told me, say, look, Tweet is the vice president. I need to put Tweet name, some whatever. But Tweet had been in jail for during that era, during that time period. Tweet had been in jail up to then till when he met Bo. Tweet had been in jail 3 years. And his case was not looking good. It was not looking good. We had an attorney that used to help us. Very good attorney. I'm gonna tell you his name. His name is Gary Castleman. He helped the 30s get their money for the battle round. He sued LAPD multiple times. If you ever need a good civil rights attorney, his name is Gary Castleman. Take that down, in Santa Monica. Gary Castleman, one of the best. They even called him for the OJ case, he told me one time, but he turned it down. But he got the Harlems all their money. They know that name, Gary Castleman. The families over there that got paid, they know that name, Gary Castleman. And he sued Hyundai. Remember the Hyundais was messing up? Remember back in the day when the Suzuki Jeeps, you turn that corner and you should flip over. Be like, man, the Suzuki, you can't go hit the corner. Gary, he handled all that. So, a lot of people know who Gary is. Great civil rights attorney for your rights, So so he telling me, Tweet is the vice president and this and that. So I wasn't really tripping, I wasn't really tripping. So time goes on, I ain't tripping. And I think at this time we was dealing with Charlotte Austin Jordan. She had gave us a classroom for us to run our program out of. She was just a big help to us because she already had it cracking. She had everything going, and she was doing her thing. So she had gave us she had gave us time to get our program up and running, and in return, we used to turn her on, you know, because Bo didn't believe in not having a nonprofit at that time, a 501c3, which everybody named Mama want right now. Everybody and their mama want a 501c3 right now. Man, get you a 501c3, man. You can just say you helping gangs, man, and you can pocket all the money. Black people crazy for real, man. So we had that cracking, you know, with Charlotte, you know, bringing her people, and then we divvied the money up like that, real quick hustle, you know. We always run into people. We always just run into people. Say, man, look, Bo, hey man, I got about $5,000, man. What can I do? I want to give it to you guys, man. Whoa. Oh, hey, this is what you do, man. Give it to her, you know, or anybody that we had, like Charlotte, Austin, Jordan. Give it to her. You feel me? And you know, we give her gratuity of about $1,000 or something. We take the foe and split it up and chop it up, and you know, with the members and all that type of stuff. So that's just the way that game worked. Legal, ain't nothing illegal about it, none of that. So everything has written off a purpose, where it's going, you know, who we paying and what we paying them for and all that. So everything was cool. I didn't have a problem with nothing. The problem came in with Bo was when this happened. One day, Jim sent his boy, you feel me? And we standing in front of Save Our Future, and he tell Bo, he said, hey man, look, I need a name. Jim want a name, man. He needs somebody else to put, because he also had more money in the county. Wanted to put. He said, man, you know, you gotta give me a name, man. Jim need a name that he could put on the account. Bo said, put such and such on there, which was our secretary at that time. And when he did that, it just sent a red flag in my mind, because I'm like, wait a minute, you've been saying tweet, now all of a sudden you putting, and hold on, you saying you ain't got nothing going on with her, but why you put her name on there? You know what I'm saying? Why you didn't put my name on there? So that was the red flag that sat in the back of my mind. Like, it started the downward, you know, like something ain't right. So shortly after that, you know, I start paying attention to more stuff that's just going on. Now, Bo thing was, you know, it never was about money with Bo, but when the money came in, Bo passed it out very fast to other people, and that was his way of getting people involved with Unity One, because if you ride with Unity One for 2 weeks, you feeling the vibe of Black Power, Black Peace, and all that, but this ain't paying your bills. So when somebody come along and give you $5,000-6,000, the people that been riding for them 2 weeks, both give you $400-500. That's not enough, but it's enough to make you say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna see what's up, man. I'm gonna hang out a little bit more." So that's how he would hook people, you know, into riding with him for a good cause, you know, because you was getting more than money out of the cause. You was cleaning your soul. So, but when you was a person like me that was really bringing, like, I brought damn near the whole neighborhood car. So $400-500 after a while wasn't good enough for me in my mind, you know. So I was always looking for better opportunities, so degree, you know, like, and if they come, I need to take them, you know, but they would come periodically, and at that time I wouldn't take it. So it got to the point to where now they finally got the contract thing going in the county jails. So now Jim have a big meeting we have a big meeting at Jim House, and we all there. You know, a lot of people from Unity One. We all sitting at the table. So Jim give the rundown. He say, you know, we're gonna do this. You know, we're gonna expand. We're gonna go up north to jails. We're gonna start getting people, you know, inside the jails, this and that. And he looked directly at me and he say, Peanut, he was like, we're gonna hook you up. I want you to talk to the Latin Kings, because Jim know the Latin Kings. He said, we're gonna hook you up with the Latin Kings, and we're gonna start setting interviews up with you with people that we dealing with. This is what he said. This is what came out of Jim mouth. Friends of the program, Mariah Carey. That was the first name he said. So I could get the interview. Mariah Carey, Babyface. That's what Jim is saying. You feel me? Who else he said? He said some high power names. He said about 3 high power names. And he said, we're going to get you. He said, we want you to interview him. We're going to set you down. So now I'm okay. I'm overlooking the stuff with Bo now and all this, the money and the secretary, all, because now I'm focused on, wait a minute, this nigga just said he about to hook me up. You know what I'm saying? With the interviews and all that, you know, because I had interviewed, which is the interview that I'm going to show you in a few seconds. So, you know, he said, we're going to do that with celebrities, and that's going to bring attention to our plight. You know what I'm saying? What we got going. I was like, all right, for sure. So now I'm pumped up like, nigga, yeah, all right, for sure. Mariah Carey, say no more. You know what I'm saying? Babyface, hold on. Never keep his secrets. I was like, yeah, this is all good. I need this. So everything is popping. So the meeting go good. And after the meeting, everybody like, damn, Nut, you about to be on. I'm like, yeah. They like, yeah. Because this was my goal, which still haven't been made to this day. Nobody ain't done it. I was going to make the first Blood and Crip album where everything on there is positive. Ain't no negativity, none of that. They loved it. Oh, Steve Harvey was coming around too at that time. That's how I ended up with the radio station with Steve. And like everybody like, Nut, you about to be on. It's finna be popping, man. You about to be on and popping, bro. Like, yeah, for sure. Then next week after that, we have another meeting at Jim House. And it's where everything go wrong. They say, look, they said we got some slots opening up in the county, you know. And he like, we're gonna put, you know, Sea Dog, Peanut, Professor Damu, a couple other people go, you know, need to run the program. Because like I told you, I when I took the test for the program, I passed it with flying colors. You feel me? Blanket of suppression and all that. I knew all that hand in hand. The Mayor I Can book. I passed because you had to get tested on that for your knowledge of the book. So I passed the test with flying colors. Like, I guess if Jim was grading everybody or whatever, I must have got an A+. You know, like, oh, we need this in there. And he know how to talk to, you know, in front of the camera, you know how to talk in public. So Jim was like, yeah, we got to get you up in there. Woo, woo. So after the meeting was over, I was like, Bo, I said, check this out. I ain't going to the county. And he was like, why? I'm like, man, I don't do jail, homie. Y'all don't, y'all don't understand. I'm not going. I ain't, I don't, you know. And Jim told us it's 5,000 a month. Everybody was excited. I ain't excited. That $5,000 a month did not move me. I'm sorry. I was not moved by that. I'm not moved by $5,000 a month because in the county jail during that time period, no, that's not enough money for me. And as a matter of fact, it's not amount of money you're gonna be able to get me to go in there because I'm not going. That basically was the attitude I had. I'm not going in there. So, that created a problem, So it started with Bo, you know. So Bo passed it, couple of days, everybody getting ready. I missed one of the meetings at to discuss the jail. I didn't go. Bo called me again, man. I'm not going. I ain't doing that, bro. I told you I ain't going. I ain't going. So the next meeting after that, because it's getting down to the point to where we got to go inside the jail, and we having these once a week meetings at Jim House. So Bo like, hey man, come to the meeting, man. Come to the meeting. So I go to the meeting. I'm sitting there and woo. So after the meeting was over, Jim, he hollered at me. He like, what's going on, man? I'm hearing that you don't want to participate in the. I said, I don't, Jim. He like, what's going on? He like, man, $5,000, man, that's pretty good money. You could take care of your bills. I said, yeah, I got you on that. I said, but Jim, you don't understand, man. I don't. And he like, make me understand, like, why you don't want to. I said, it's too hard to explain because you're not of that world. And, Bo is not of that world anymore to a certain degree. And it's just, I ain't going to be able to do it. So he said, man, explain it to me. So Bo walked in the room, like, Jim, and Bo started high capping. Man, that's some bullshit. Ooh, this and that. You know what I'm saying? That ooh. And so I got on him. I said, man, let me break this down to you. I said, nigga, I'm from Line O. I said, nigga, I'm from one of the wickedest, the wickedest neighborhood clique car, whatever you want to call it, nigga. And I'm not going in the county jail seeing my homies and my brother in there, all type of shit. I said, man, I'm not doing that, man. Because when them homies see me in there, I sell drugs, man, my whole life, bro. Them niggas gonna expect me to go in my ass and pull out crack and weed and heroin and pills because that's what they want in there. They don't want this program. They doing this program to get out of the sales and all that other shit and graduate and all. Yeah, it's cool and learn something, but they really want some drugs, homie. They really want some drugs. And me coming in here in civilian clothes, they gonna be like, what's the nut? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? I got real homies in there. That's real drug dealers and all that. They gonna be like, hey, homie, hey, nut, hey, run that. We got you, homie. You feel me? And I'm like, I'm not even putting myself in the position to tell them niggas no. And then if I tell them no, them niggas gonna be hating. They're gonna be calling me bitches, busters, all kinds of. I am not going through none of that. But other people attitudes about the 5,000 was like, so what? Let them call me a buster. I don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, I don't care. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not going through none of that, man. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not going through none of that. I'm not feeling none of that. I can't make that happen, man. I'm not gonna be able to do it, bro. I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm sorry, homie, but I'm not gonna be able to do it. So after that meeting, it was kind of like a wrap. They start turning. They start turning on your boy. I wasn't invited to no more meetings and shit. They wasn't. They wasn't doing nothing, homie. They was like, nigga, we cool. All that shit just went down the drain. So I'm like, damn, these niggas really cutting me loose like that. That's foul, you know. So I guess everything was peachy cream, but see, that's how shit is. Because now, when you cut me loose, guess who they brought in? Yeah, Hector, little weasel, Holmes. Yeah, Popeye, Holmes, Popeye. Hey, Holmes, my name is Froggy, Holmes. They brought in them dudes. You feel me? That's who they brought in. And you cannot bring them in to the county jail like that because by law, they got to move it. Eminem, all that good, yeah, all that. You feel me? They got to move it. This is 2004. Now, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be like, oh, this nigga lying. Oh, yeah, but check this out, homie. Let me explain something to y'all. Let me give y'all the real. In 2004, 6 months prior to that, in 2004, 6, 7 months prior to that, they cut me loose. They brought in the homies, uh, No Guns. And No Guns brought in they people to fill my spot. Less than 6 months, homie, they got caught for trafficking. County jail. True story. Baca had to put it under the table because he didn't want Jim American to get the the negative feedback off of all that. But check this out. Now, this is what I heard. They ain't do nothing to the Mexicans. They just kicked them out the program. But that's a crime. That's a damn near federal crime. Bringing drugs into the county jail. They cut them loose and kicked them out, told Jim, kick them out the program, all that, woo, woo, woo. So what if it would have been me and I brought the drugs in there? Would they would have kicked me out or would they would have booked my ass? Yeah, I don't know. So we can't never say, but that's kind of funny that they got caught with the trafficking for show and Jim had to kick him out the program. So now, here goes the problem now that come in with Bo and Jim. Jim kicked the people out the program. They were still owed $75,000 left on their contract. The Mexicans wanted their money. Jim like, I ain't giving y'all nothing. Kept the money. So now, Bo go up to Jim house. There's a meeting up there. Unity One members up there. The whole nine. Bo like, okay, he think everything is straight. He riding with Jim. Tell the Mexicans y'all ain't getting nothing. Mexicans hot. Okay, for sure. Bo look at Jim like, what's up? We gonna split that money that you're keeping from them? No. Jim tell Bo, I ain't giving you nothing either. You the Negro that brought the Mexicans to me that got all this shit cracking. So I ain't giving you nothing either. Jim kept all the money. Bo got hot. They got into it. Half of Unity One stayed with Jim, and the other half rolled with Bo. Now it's a problem because you ain't just dealing with Mexicans that's coming crossing the border. I mean, you dealing with Pancho and Flacco, the niggas in the pen that's calling the shots, that created the peace amongst the blacks and the brown, black and brown. They want their money, homie. They like, okay, we accept getting kicked out the program. We can deal with that. But what you gonna do is give us our last 75,000 that contract that we signed stated that we get the 150, 75 this half, 75 on the other half. We want our money. Jim like, nah. So check this out. Guess what happens? Don't play with the Mexicans like that. Because, see, that's what y'all think. When you're getting involved with people and some of these non-gang-banging people and all that, people on Jim's side, that yard gang, you know, and everybody just letting shit slide, like how gangs let snitches slide, and ain't nobody really, you know, focusing on the negative outcome of all this. So guess what happened? Yeah, Mexicans go in takeoff mode. They in the classes in the county jail. This 2004. Yeah, do your homework. I don't care what nobody get on here and say. This what happened. I'm telling you what happened right now. The Mexicans like, you don't want to give us our money? Check this out. All right. They go in attack mode. You know, you gotta see this coming, you know. Homies from the East Coast. They seen it coming. They like, what's going on? Woo. Why these dudes doing this? So while they was getting ready to prepare, guess what the homies did? Took off. They hit the main one. Bam, bam, bam. Set the ride straight off in the county jail, 2004. Biggest one ever. Now, they could tell you what it was over the media and all this, but this is what it was about. This money right here that I'm telling you. Where all them blacks was getting stabbed and killed, 4 people got killed and all that other shit up in the county jail 2004. That's what it was about. Now, the riot got so big that the Nation of Islam, Tony Muhammad, they had to go into the county jail. Civilians, homie. They had to go into the county jail and rescue blacks because they was in there because they couldn't sleep. You know they outnumbered. If you ain't never been in jail, that's how it go. It's on with the brown and blacks. Like, what's up, homie? Take off. That's how it was going. The Nation come in there. They open the door. Sick wayside. The homies, the blacks see the Nation Islam like, oh, Jesus, thank you. They come running in the other side of it. They come running. Tony Muhammad said, bro, listen, let me tell you something. When they cracked the door open and them blacks was coming in the door, he said, soon they got to the other side of the door, when they seen the Nation like Superman, when they seen the Nation standing like, God. This is y'all dorm now. Ain't no Mexicans coming on. They said the blacks was running to that side. He said, as soon as they get through the door, they was doing this, running through the door and going. That's how tired they was, just falling out. Just falling out. And said, Tony Muhammad said, man, they get to the door and just fall. We had to go in there. Said the nation was pulling homies in there and close the door. That side is Mexican, this side is black. All that behind money getting kept from, Eminem, homie. They don't play. Don't make no deals with them if you can't keep your end. And that's what I was trying to tell them dumbass up there. Like, nigga, if y'all gonna replace me, I can't. I told him, I said, homie, I'm not built like that. I'm not going into the county jail to do no talking. What? Husta Nut standing in front of, nigga, all these neighborhoods and gangsters and all this and that. And no. Man, listen, look, after the class, hey, cuz, shot, nut. Hey, cuz. Hey, cuz, we need some heroin in here, my nigga. We need that in here, cuz. Boom. As soon as I say no, bitch ass nigga, you's a buster. And I was like, I'm not having that. I'm not dealing with none of that. So that was the one thing that I didn't like about at the end with Jim, that the way that took place like that. I didn't like and that's information that nobody don't know. I don't care who you are. I don't care. Man, Jim is like my daddy. Jim is my, so I don't care who, nigga, you know what happened. Y'all know what happened. That's how the fallout came with Unity 1 and Jim Brown. That's how it ended. Because they kept the money from the Mexicans, straight up. And it was Eminem the whole time. And by law, a La Raza, when Eminem get a way to bring drugs into any prison system, homie, they are doing it. Straight up. You cannot tell them niggas nothing. They bring it in. You got homies getting in classes going to the pen tomorrow. Here you go. Take this with you, homie. Boom, here you go. Yeah, that's going to Flacco. Yeah. Come on, man. They did that for 6-7 months, homie. You know how much money they made? You know how much money they made and you cut it off? And now you don't want to give them the other half of the contract money? Oh, okay. They tried to take off. But real ones. EC, homie. Yeah, EC, homie. Yeah, EC, homie. They seen it coming, homie. And took off first. Yeah. And got the upper hand. They might have lost the other half of it. You know, because if you was black, couldn't defend yourself, like they was finding people under mattresses and shit. Think about it. Go look, do your research. After the calm down, they going in there, they finding old black dudes hit, they stabbed, man, put him up under the bunk, put mattresses on him. He dead. He been dead for 4 days. Come on, man. That was a fight. If you was in jail in 2004 and you was in that riot and you don't know why, I'm telling you why right now, why you was in that riot and you don't know. So now, the riot that took place, it's over with. So now, you know, I moved on. I have to rely back on my resources in the streets and my keen ability to survive in the streets. So, you know, I took up a hobby, you know what I'm saying? Going to the, going over, you feel me, where the homies is, coming back with some of them things, you feel me? That was you know, and I had packages. I think I told you this before. I was selling the packages. I pick up a package for about 1,100, and I bring it over here, and I sell it for 2,500. Had a lot of customers too. Had a whole lot of customers, you know. So Bo hears about this. You feel me? Because I came up to some they was doing a video shoot. Uh, uh, they was doing I want to say the Corrupt Snoop and E40 song, dripping like water, like water. I forget how it go, but I think that video was like in Hollywood somewhere. So, Bo like, I need to holler at you. So I go up there. He was trying to holler at me about something else though, but you know, I go up there. You know, I keep my Billy on me all the time. So, like, oh yeah, I heard you. You know, woo woo, this and that. So he tried to tell me like, man, it ain't cool that you doing that because people know you from Unity One. I was like, well, nigga, I gotta eat. Hold on, don't tell me how to eat, homie. I don't. He like, okay, whatever, woo woo. So we don't that day don't go. We didn't get into it, but we have a big disagreement. So you know, so about a couple of weeks later after that, he called me, Bo. He called me. He said, man, I need to holler at you about some of them things and this and that. And I'm like, what? He like, you at your office? I'm like, yeah. Like, man, I'm gonna pull up on you. So I'm like, all right. So he come over there. So I'm like, man, what this thing? You know, that street that it go into knowledge. You know, what this nigga? Hold on, this nigga was upset the last time I seen him. Now he talking about buying. What? Hold on, is this nigga trying to set me up? I thought this dude was trying to set me up. For the first time in my life, I thought I was gonna have to kill a friend. He knock on the door. I go open the door. You know, come in, woo, woo, woo. So, you know, I what's that movie where nigga where he hug him and searching him at the same time? I do that to him, and then once Bo figured out, he was like, "Man, He was like, "For real, not like." I was like, "Man, I don't know," and I had a burner on me too. He lifted his shirt up and everything. He like, "Man, I wouldn't do you like that, man." I was like, "Whoa." A week or two ago, I seen you at the video. He was like, man, I know. He like, man, I've been getting into it with, you know, the Brown, you know, it's a little war going on. Like, I'm like, a war? For what? And then he broke it down and told me what happened. And I told Bo right then and there, I said, and this is before the riot took place in the county jail in 2004. And I looked at him and I said, nigga, you and Jim Brown, nigga, playing with homies' lives. And niggas in that county jail don't know it. I said, nigga, my brother is in there. And the homie is in there. I said, nigga, if something happened to my brother in there, I said, nigga, you and Jim might be out of here, nigga. Straight up. That's on God is my witness. I don't care about none of that. Nigga, something happened to my brother behind you niggas playing with niggas' lives, behind money. Homie, check this out. Nigga, it's going down. I don't care about none of that shit. So he like, man, I know. I said, Bo, you kicked me out, man. You kicked me out, bro. Because I didn't want to go in the county jail because I was going to do the same thing. And y'all act like y'all didn't understand what I was talking about. Then you brought in these dudes. Barrios Unidos, I believe. Not 100%, but I think it was Barrios Unidos. So I said, y'all kicked me out the group because I didn't want to go talk to niggas in the county jail because I was going to smuggle drugs and do everything. I'm not finna sit here in these niggas' face knowing that they need heroin, pills, powder, crack, I'm finna smuggle all that, man. I'm going in there with a whole boatload in my ass, straight up, and whipping it out in the class. And that's exactly what the Mexicans did. And it caused a whole problem. So now you here asking me to buy guns because your life in danger and this and that. So you feel me? I sold him a boatload of shit. I was like, do you know if you get caught with all this, what's going to happen? You're going to be all over the front page news, homie. He was like, yeah, I know. Man, my bad. You know, I'm like, man, y'all better, I said, Bo, you better hope my brother don't nothing happen to my brother. And that riot broke out like about a month or two later after that because they kept them people money. They kept them people money, homie. And them dudes went haywire. But that was the really only problem that I had, you know, that my time, close to 2 years with them, with Jim Brown, the organization, the people I met up there, the events that we did, everything was good. The only problem was at the end when I didn't want to go to the county jail and talk. Because $5,000 wasn't good enough for me, homie. I wasn't finished. You can't pay me for. I don't care. I'm not going into county jail. And if you say right now, well, no, that was 20-some years ago. Would you go into county jail now? No, still not to this day. Because now it's people. Now you can get a whole lot of homies that did the job, that went in there, that ran the class. Homies from Schoolyard, homies from Harlem, the Swans, all kind of people. And I'm not saying that they busters. I'm not saying that they ain't nothing or any of that. They just they needed that 5,000 and they went in there and handled their business. I could not do it because I know too many people. I'm from neighborhood and it ain't gonna work for me. Plain and simple. It is not gonna work for me. So I could not do it. I had to cancel it. But I did. People always ask me about, Jim Brown, what happened with him, what's going on with him, what, your time with him and all that. So everything was cool, like I said, always up until that end. And for the people that was in that ride in 2004, and you never knew why y'all was into it, that's why y'all was into it. I'm telling you why y'all was into it. Because Jim kept them people money, didn't give it back to them, told them, fuck y'all, whatever. And it was Eminem the whole time. And you can't just do that with them like that. That ain't the way to handle business with them. And it caused the riot in the county jail, 2004. That's what that shit was about. I don't care what a nigga say. Oh, they stole some nigga shoes on. I don't live. Nigga, I'm telling you what it was about. That's what it was about. Money. You feel me? And these dudes playing God with people like it's, So, but, I did have some good times with Jim, but this interview was one of them, so I did want to play the interview. It's just a short interview. I edited it wrong, you know what I'm saying? It's not the whole full interview. Maybe I should show it another time, huh? I don't know. But for the people that didn't see it, any part of it, but this is part of it. So this is just a little bit of the interview. This is all before the county jail and all that other stuff.
To exploit both of you. So self-blame is where you start. You ain't no blood in the hill. You ain't messing with no police. You ain't messing with the army. You ain't no threat to this other man as he dominates you and guides you into self-destruction. So when you come together and understand there's a bigger picture than what your neighborhood, who runs your neighborhood. The neighborhood is surrounded by helicopters, spies, surveillance, and concentration camps waiting for the neighborhood to erupt.
Yeah.
So what's happening now is gang members are smarter, and they're starting to do for self. And some of us who are not gang members can then work much better with gang members when we look at the big picture. And that we know the police is an enemy. We know the politicians exploit us. So if we know that, how do we counteract the true enemy? And that's what we're trying to do now. Because if you look at the police department right now in LA, man, it's the most corrupt area of this country. I mean, there's corruption up and down. Planting guns, shooting people, planting evidence, committing perjury on the stand. And if you look at the judges, they conspire against us. Because if you don't plea bargain, then you're going to get a charge that's going to send you away forever. Look at 3 strikes and the amendments to 3 strikes. Look at the laws now that want to put try children as adults. Look at the laws that are designated just for gang members. Look at the laws of terrorist threat, that someone can put you in jail because someone said you said something. Look at the prisons that are being built with nothing but major money and enterprise for everybody except us. So when I gave you these things, you got to recognize who your true enemy is, and it ain't no cat wearing no blue and red. Well, see, first of all, I'm 63 years old, so I'm a child of the 50s and 60s, with all the racism and discrimination and humiliation and degradation that's been put upon us just for the mere fact that we are black. So consequently, when I became a football star, I could get 80,000 people in the stadium cheering for me and then go out and couldn't go to a restaurant because they didn't want black people in the restaurant. So I was not too far removed from lynching of black people just because white folks hated us. So how else am I going to be but a fighter for freedom, equality, and justice for my black brothers and sisters? So in the 60s, I got the top athletes to back Muhammad Ali when he didn't want to go into war because of his religion. And they were trying to criticize him and railroad him. So I called together about 20 of the top black athletes in this country to come into Cleveland and have a press conference and say that we backed his beliefs. And it was historical because it had never been done before. But the reason I could do it at that time is because we were all active fighting racism. So each athlete had a passion about the true enemy. And they didn't have the agents, managers, and lawyers that I had to go through. I could call them personally. But now you're in an era where for you to get to a top athlete or entertainer, you got to go through 10 agents. And most of them are going to be white, and most of them are going to be thinking about the money and the image of this athlete. So we didn't worry about our image at that time. We worried about being black men standing up, getting off our damn knees, and representing our community. Now you have brothers that only worry about the millions of dollars they're going to make, and they ain't going to say nothing controversial. They're not going to stand up in anything that's controversial. And anything that's controversial is just a matter of something being good for this country, because until I'm free, then the country is not what it's supposed to be. So activism is in my blood. It's always been in my blood. And I'm always going to stand up, because if you look at the history of this country and you look at the caricatures of watermelon-eating black folks dancing and
got the NY hat on,
and sinning and grinning, that's humiliation that is always put upon us. The black men who never did that were always in prison or ostracized and so forth. So if I bring this to a close and say Crips and Bloods and gang members across this damn country, you're black before you're a damn gang member, because your enemy is the racist that ostracized and humiliated you and kept you from enjoying the wealth of this country. So we have to refocus and understand that we might get rich as an athlete and entertainer, but you're still going to be considered black. You're not going to be in the decision-making position. But if we bring the little people, the little gang members, the little brothers from across this country together, we can change all of that. So my activism is something that I was born into, because I was born into the most racist country other than South Africa that was ever on this earth. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you.
To enlighten us today. So this is Young Nut, the Ghetto Storm reporter. We'll be back. Yo. Yeah, see that was uh that was Jim back in the day, man. Like 2001. As soon as I came on board, he was like, from meeting me day one, he was like, man, yeah, y'all, I like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I like our style. I like the people you're around, everything. So they wanted me to be, they was trying to blow me up off the top. I just had to go to the county jail to speak. I was like, I ain't doing it. He was like, I'm gonna give you $5,000. That ain't good enough. I'm cool on that. So uh, that's where it ended at. Probably like the next year after that interview, that's when it uh, start coming to an end. Like about the next year or so, about the next year and a half or something like that. That's when it start coming. But you notice I had on the NY hat, huh? Yeah, you feel me? I told you when I do the NC, the NC hat. You feel me? I don't have an NC hat. That's why I ain't did the story yet. So I just bought me an NC hat so I could wear it, when I tell the story. Um, I'm waiting for it to come and then I can bring you up. But the NY hat, you feel me? 111s, 11.5. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Creator starter. That's who started doing it. You feel me? 111. 111. 11.5. 111. That's them. And the neighborhood card took that and made it the neighborhood anthem. You know what I'm saying? That's how the NY hat became in Los Angeles. Um, the neighborhood hat, Um, but all the individual gangs inside the neighborhood got their own individual hat. The 60s were the S hat, 90s, the NC hat, uh, 40s, the glove, 5.5 is the Florida with the F, um, blocks, the B, UGs, the Colts with the U, you know what I'm saying? Um, blocks, UGs, 111. Yeah, they all got their own different hats. But yeah, when I do get my hat, I'll let everybody know what time it is, But I wanted because people always asking me about Jim Brown and all that other stuff, so I wanted to let people know about what time it was with Jim, and what happened with him when I was in his presence and everything. Like I said, everything was good all the way up until the end, you know. Everything was good all the way up to the end. I don't care, like I said, I know people gonna be trying to protect his legacy and do all that. All that is fine and dandy, but I don't care about none of that. They kept them Mexicans money, mafia. They don't play. They were smuggling drugs in the county after they wouldn't. After I refused to go in, they brought in them dudes. They were smuggling. They got caught. Baca swept it up under the rug. You never heard nothing about it. And I heard that they cut them dudes loose. That they didn't get no time for their actions. And Jim just kicked them out the program and kept their money. And that created the riot in 2004. Point blank, period. I don't care who you is, how you trying to look at it, or none of that. This is the truth, straight up. And I will debate anybody who got something to say about it or whatever the case. You know, I still got a couple of people that know the truth that's still alive right now to this day. So I just wanted to bring that. I just wanted to bring that into speed and let people know what was taking place with that. Because I always get questions about, like I said, about Jim, what's happening with Jim and all that other stuff, and how was it with Jim and all that. Um, Everything was fine, man. Everything was cool. It wasn't a problem. You know, uh, until, like I said, until all that happened, and then that's when the issues kicked in. But this is Dr. Crip, man. Please like, subscribe, share. You know, um, keep checking me out, man, because this thing is going up. We keep going up. Um, we got all kind of stories. Everybody keep asking me about Tennessee too. Like, let me tell you something. The 9-0s, they have the one of the for a gang, one of the longest federal running RICO Act cases. Uh, Janet Reno, at one point in time, she said that they was the equivalent to the Gotti family, which I didn't get none of that money from Oklahoma, Tennessee, none of that. I ain't get none of the money, none of that. I know everybody, all the key players. I know all the snitches. I know all the people. I know all the people that's part of it. Whatever. Like I said, I have the treatment for the movie. You feel me? Now, there's people out there trying to make movies about the hood and all that, but it's told through other people, for you to do it. It ain't told through an actual gang member of 9-0. It's told through other people that you may be related to these people and that. So when I start talking, I'm going to tell you the real. Yeah, let's keep it real. I'm going to tell you the real. It's a lot of homosexuality going on, killing babies, you know what I'm saying? Betrayal, you know what I'm saying? Stealing. We're gonna talk about the real Tennessee. We're gonna talk about the people that's involved and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The real, you know. So I don't know exactly when I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read some of the stuff that I got. Um, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you right now. Uh, I call him the brain, right? We got a little brain, big brain. Well, little brain. He wrote he wrote a treatment. I say this, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago or whatever. We go see he set up a deal with some book dude because he was gonna write a book about the whole thing. So, and I Smiley. We got our little black Smiley. I call him Little Brain. Uh, so he wrote a treatment, a book, and everything. So uh, we go see the guy, and the dude tell us way back then. He said, "Look, man, this is an amazing story. I want to hear all about the story." He said, "But one of the problems is that the main character, dude, Cinnamon Roll, he ain't it's still open. You know what I'm saying? So uh, let's wait till he get convicted. You know what I'm saying, and then release it, and then we'll be able to take the rights and do a movie and all the other stuff. But we could put the book out first. So before all that could happen, you know, Smiley died. So, but I was participating in the treatment. So I was part of the treatment. So I got the treatment. I have it. I have the treatment. So we're gonna see what's up. I'm gonna read it to y'all. I'm gonna just let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what you think about it. So this is the real. You know. Uh, but that's upcoming. That's upcoming content of what's going on with the Dr. Crip show. You know, we just keeping it real. We letting everybody know this is why you shouldn't join the gang. No more in 24. No more in 2024. We don't want to hear when you got put on in 24. No, that's over with. We don't want to hear none of that. So let's let it go. But this is the Dr. Crip show, man. Thank everybody for coming, checking me out. We will be back tomorrow with a new show. Um, I hope everybody is staying dry right now because gangs. It get bad for gangs at this time. This is how stuff be happening. Because guess what? If your hood don't got spots, if you don't got stores, if you don't, you don't have no real estate in that kind, guess what? Can't hang out at the park now. You ain't got nowhere to stand. It's just raining. You're sitting here looking like a dummy. And so I know the 9-0s don't got nowhere to go. They ain't got no spots. They don't got no stores. They don't got no real estate. They don't got nothing. So they're just scattered out and trying to bogart in your auntie house and all that. Tell them to get out. Y'all don't pay no rent here, nothing. Coming here eating all my corn dogs. You feel me? But this is the reality of gangs. That's why you shouldn't be in a gang, because now you want to go back home to your mama house because you hanging with the homies and you realize, man, I got a room that's fully heated, AC, heater, and all my mama told me was to go to school and get a job, but I want to hang out with these dudes, so she kicked me out. Now look where you at, running with these goofy ass boys that can't do nothing. They gonna go lay up with they fat women. They gonna lay up with all the fat girls. Oh, what they do? They collectively. This is what they do. You get 5 or 6 of them that got $20. Oh, let's go get a room. Big homie, could you get this room for us? And then they all pile up in the room, and that's how they stay out of the rain. Hey, what you doing? Come up here. We're at the, come up here, girl. We up here in the room. And they got to sneak in the room one by one. Come on, man. This is not the life. This is Dr. Crip, man. You feel me? We are ending the sickness over here. No more in 2024. So we'll be back tomorrow, man. Thank y'all for hanging out. Please like, subscribe, and tell a friend.